Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Cyph. And we're here with the one, the only, Tom Arnold.
Boys, what's happening?
Tom, we are so excited to have you here.
I'm excited you dressed up for the fucking show, boys.
Oh, come on, I got my Paulie shirt on, the Yankee hat on. Come on, we're ready
Hey,
to
is he still alive, Bert?
No,
Did he die in a boat accident or some shit where he disappeared?
I don't know.
Is that Burt Young?
Yes, he had disappeared for a while. Maybe he came back and then
Yeah.
he passed.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that guy's a great actor, man. Love that guy.
What a legend. I seen somewhere that we're huge Chris Farley fans. And is it true that he was the best man at your wedding?
He was best man at my second wedding.
Wow.
I've had 4 weddings. Chris Farley had done an impression of me and Victoria Jackson was Roseanne on Saturday Night Live. And we love that shit. Some people don't like it. I love it when people do jokes. You know, there's an episode of The Simpsons my kids love about the celebrities. They're going to the sun. They're stupid or whatever. There's a whole bunch of different celebrities. And people are always like, are you mad at them for doing that? I go, no, that's my voice. I was so honored to be on The Simpsons. But so we went out to host the show after the impression, and Lorne Michaels said to me, you and Chris have a lot in common. You should spend time with them. I'd been sober about 3 years. And so he's from the Midwest, like me. We did have a lot in common. And he wanted to be sober, and he needed to be. So I started having him. I put him in the Roseanne show. Any excuse to get him back out there.
Yeah.
Played my brother in all my shows, my HBO specials. Plus, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
He's absolutely brilliant. And so we had that in common. We stayed tight. He ended up, relapsing. The funny thing is, the last time he did my show, I could tell, things a little off. So after the show, he's getting ready to fly back to New York. I said, hey, come up to my office real quick before you take off. And he walks to my office, and there's a circle of men. There's Rob Lowe. There's all these people. It's walking like it's an intervention. He's like, oh. So we talked to him about it. We love you. We want to take care of you and want you to go to this place. And he's like, yeah, I'll do that. But I got to run back to New York really quick to get some stuff, which means heroin. And so I said, if you go into this rehab right now, they give you medication. You're going to be very fucked up. He's like, all right, let's go. And, he went in and he did his best and he'd do good for periods of time. He was my best man.
Wow.
He's from Wisconsin. And I'm from Iowa. We go to an Iowa game one year, and then Wisconsin plays Iowa up there. We did a lot of very fun stuff. He, again, he's brilliant. A week ago, I saw Adam Sandler in a parking lot. I was with my kids.
Wow.
They're like, that's Adam Sandler. I'm like, yeah. So I, want my kids to think I'm big time. So we went up, and he's always so nice. He stayed around. We were talking about Farley, and everybody agreed. Comedians are very competitive, but everybody on that show, everybody we do, agreed he was the funniest. It takes the pressure off you, knowing you don't have to be the funniest, because there's a guy that is funnier than everybody. And so, he was in and out of rehab, and I could tell he was not. The last time he came to visit me was right before he died, and came to set, and took some pictures. You could tell he was off, but he was going to his 17th rehab, so he was going to be fine. And the relapse is a part of a lot of our programs, including myself. But you get to come back unless you die. And I told him early on, you can't do this amount of drugs and be fat.
Yeah.
You can pick one or the other. You can't do both.
Yeah.
And so he went to, again, the night before he's going to rehab, he went back to Chicago with his brother. He had a sex worker, was the last person that saw him, hooker, we used to call them. And he was all fucked up on every drug, because that's what you do. It's like the day before a diet. If you start a diet Monday morning, Sunday night, I speak from experience. You eat everything.
Yeah.
So he's like, fuck it. And the sex worker told the cops the last thing she saw was him say, isn't this great? Kind of clicked his heels and fell backwards. And she just thought he was asleep.
Wow.
And so I was in L.A. filming my show, and his brother Kevin was on my show, and we had a funeral scene. That's what we were filming.
Wow.
And so I go in my dressing room. I get a call from a reporter. It's like, I'm sorry about Chris. I hang up immediately. I'm like, well, I have a brother named Chris, but I think this. And then Kevin came in. He did it. He finally did it. God damn it. So we shut down the show. We go get the other brother. get a hold of Adam, get a hold of a bunch of us, and we get a plane, and we go back there to, the funeral. It was very, I remember we were all smoking cigars on the plane. The pilot was going to land the plane. The pilot's like, I can't see. We're like, fuck you, get us to fucking Madison, Wisconsin. But it was very, it was surprising, but it wasn't surprising. Even though you knew it probably was going to happen, you're still shocked. And very sad. And so, we went back there, and something good that came up. First of all, his dad weighed 700 pounds. That's not even. And I remember we'd go visit the parents, and Chris would sit at his dad's feet and talk about all the food that me and him have been eating. And he'd be like, "That's so great." He just wanted his dad to be happy.
Wow.
And his dad actually came out to LA. There's a place called Pritikin, where you learn to be a healthy eater, about eating, and they're going to do it together. Chris is like 375 pounds. His dad's 700. Father, son, they're doing this, and his dad checked out after a day and left him there.
Oh, wow.
And that was very devastating for him. Your dad does it. So I went and picked him up. We went to, this is awful. I snuck him out of there because you can't leave. We went to a place called La Dome, and they have this giant dessert cart, and we said, we want all that. But, he did his best, and there was two sides of him. He was very funny, and he went to church every day. The Catholic church. He was of service to people. He helped a lot of people, but then he had that other side. And when you're that screwed up, you're difficult to work with. Mm-hmm. You're difficult to have a relationship with. And at some point, everybody's like, screw it. It's not, this isn't worth it. It took a lot for Laura to suspend him from the show.
Yeah.
And, Lauren called me and said, it's supposed to be Chris's third sober birthday. And he said, he's in his office crying so loud he wants everybody to hear it. So I'm like, oh, shit. Because he was supposed to call me because we had the same date. And he'd relapsed. And Lauren's like, listen, what do you think? I got to suspend it for the show. I went through it with Belushi.
Yeah.
I am not going to fucking go through it with him.
Yeah.
And he suspended him, and I thought, well, that'll be good for him. Because sometimes people think they're so important to a show or whatever that nobody will ever stand up to it. A lot of times that's true. But Lord Michaels was very thoughtful, and he helped him every way he could. And but then he died, and he was 33. Just like Jesus, and just like John Belushi. Yeah. I mean, John Belushi and him were such different people.
Didn't he look up to him? I'm sorry to cut you off. He looked up to him.
He absolutely looked up to him. And Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi told Chris, no, is that what happened to my brother was not okay. You got to keep the straight and narrow as you can. You guys are completely different, by the way, completely different people. And but yet he died, and he died on December 18th. I think it was 1997. Mm-hmm. And so December 18th every year, we call each other like, fuck, this is a bad day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's always going to be a bad day. And then my daughter was born December 18th.
Really?
Get out of
It's
here.
a good day.
Wow.
It's a good day. So,
holy crap.
his legacy of his work is great. It's terribly sad. He knew he wasn't going to live very long. Yeah. He knew that this was it. And he had so much pressure on himself to keep succeeding. And, that's about addiction, man. It's even though I've been sober a long time, if I don't take care of myself, that voice, which is trying to kill you. Yeah. There's no other way. It wants to kill you, and it's quiet sometimes. And then all of a sudden it gets louder if you don't take care of yourself, and then it kills you. That's the whole point. And to have that in your head, there's ways to deal with it. But he had a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. But he was a good guy. Is terribly sad, but his family's sober because of him. And shit happens, man.
Yeah, man. What would you say when that voice creeps up? Like, what are the things that help you?
Well, sometimes I'm like, because I am a single dad with a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. Mm-hmm. I have 4 ex-wives. I've been in court with the mom for 8 fucking years. She's so crazy. She'll swat us.
What?
You can look it up. It's public. Like the shit she does to me and the kids. And I let that get to me sometimes. And I'm like, I gotta not. I have to, first of all, I can't let the kids see any of this. And then I'll be like, I should go be at a meeting, with a 12-step meeting, or I should go. And I'm like, oh, I don't have time. And then the voice, you're a little bit like, okay, I am capable of everything Chris Farley did. So then I go and then I meet with people or be of service, and I always feel better.
Awesome.
But it's also important not to forget who you are. People that come to my show on the roads, a lot of people in recovery, people try to be in recovery, and I always take a minute with everybody in the, 300 people, take a picture with everybody, have a moment with them to tell me, what's going on in their life. And for me, that saves my life, because we connect.
That's amazing.
And that way it'll save me having to run around to meetings because I connect with all these people. So, but you will die one day, as I always say to Chris. Don't worry if you're afraid you won't die. We all fucking die, and but you want to have this be as good as it can.
Yeah.
And he was very Catholic. I'm Jewish, but very Catholic. He was my favorite best man. Although I've had a couple good. Steve Tisch, who owns the Giants, was my third best man. I grew up a Giant fan, and
We're big Giants
Us too.
fans.
So the suffering is it's
it's
reciprocated.
Well, they pay off. They pay off.
Yeah.
big.
True.
His dad bought half of the Giants in like 1989. He was a billionaire, big success in business, but he grew up being a Giants fan. He grew up in a small tenant in Queens, and his whole dream. So he buys half the team because the Barra family needs money. That's their whole living is the Giants. I think he spent $25 million, got half of the Giants. I think it's worth $4 billion.
Wow.
Yeah. One experience, the first Super Bowl I went to, maybe the second, we were supposed to win so it was in Tampa. Trent Dilfer was the opposing quarterback. I went on the family bus to the game. The Tisches had a hotel in Orlando. Game was in Tampa. We drove over. Everybody's like, we got this. And we got our asses kicked so bad that everybody was so bummed that I wouldn't get on the bus with the family. Like, I hitchhiked from Tampa to Orlando because it was so awful.
My God.
So in 2008, when we're going to play the undefeated Tom Brady Patriots, we had no chance. Nobody thought we'd win.
Yeah.
It was the most fun we've ever had at a Super Bowl. We just didn't think we were going to win. We didn't have passes, me or the mayor kids or anybody, because we were going to go down to the field and celebrate with fucking Tom Brady. And with a minute and a half, it started with Eli getting out of a sack, which he never did, and then
the helmet catch?
Tyree helmet catch. But then we had to score a touchdown after that, right?
To Plaxico.
People forget Plaxico. It was so crazy and so possible. Mayor Bloomberg is sitting next to me,
Holy shit.
and I threw him up the air. He hit his head on but we were all so happy. But the joy of it's impossible. No, it just happened. That's what's great about sports.
Yeah.
You never freaking know.
Do you think if Plaxico didn't shoot himself in the leg the next year, they'd two-peat? Go back to
It's
back?
possible. My favorite part of that story is forget which player. He was one of the great Giant players. Oh, what's his name? He was with him and hid the gun.
No way.
He ended up being the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. I can't believe
Antonio Pierce.
Yeah. Who I really like.
He's beast. Yeah, he's
and
beast.
he got in trouble, but I'm like, that's the righteous thing to do. Plaxico, very good football player, not very smart. He had it in his sweatpants, which, if you know anything, I grew up with guns. That's a recipe for, who knows what would have happened. But we had that moment. And really, they did come back 4 years later.
True.
Yeah.
And do the same thing.
Yeah.
And so, that's great. And when my son was born, Eli was in town filming a commercial. I take him down there immediately, have a picture. My son's 6'1" now, 230. He's 12. He's got 14 shoes. Because I said, we're not taking a picture with your quarterback to my baby. And you can see that now. And my son actually he likes that. Not because I'm in it, but, he's sort of a Giants fan.
Nice.
But I'll tell you where the Giants, let me tell you something. Saquon. They have fucked up so big sometimes. They used to fuck up because they're old school. We don't pay the money. We're old school. We'll run the originals.
Yeah.
And then people are like, you need to change the way your culture is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because this is and Saquon sometimes people get inspired. They don't feel respected, and they're better than they ever have been or should be. And they take it out of the Freaking Giants.
The
man.
Giants play the Eagles is on Thursday night too.
Yeah. This Thursday?
This Thursday.
Let me tell you something, man. The Eagles are going to be pissed.
Oh, yeah.
just
Because they lost a
Yeah.
fucking game.
Yeah.
Oh, my
You don't want to play. There's no way they want it. They're going to.
They're going to take it out on us.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But that's the thing about sports. Giants could beat them.
Yeah.
You know, professional sports, especially football. Anything, any given Sunday.
Any given
That's what
Sunday.
they say.
Hell yeah.
Which, I was almost in that movie. I was cast as a sportscaster.
Really?
It just started rehearsals with Al Pacino and everybody, and then the director said that who's the director, a famous director. He said, he wrote my agent. I just don't see him as a sportscaster, and so. But he wrote me an apology letter. I got paid, and then next year I got my sports show. Like you can't see me. What's Oliver Stone?
Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I was cast in a Scorsese movie at the same time called Bringing Out the Dead, which we're going to film out here. It's Nick Cage, their ambulance driver. I would have been his partner. Got it, signed, and then Scorsese calls me and said, "Listen, I originally wanted John Goodman. He wasn't available. It's your part, Tom." But I said, "No, you, John." We'll do it, and he could have. I'll step out, and he could have the part. And he goes, "I'll make it up to you," which he has never done. But so I lost a Scorsese and Oliver Stone movie the same week. Like,
Oh, my God.
pretty. It was meant to be, but I was like, okay, this is bad.
That's a tough week. Yeah, that's a tough week.
Tough week at the office.
Oh man, Tom, we can't thank you enough for
Boys,
coming.
thank
On
you.
the show.
And
man.
Tom, this is actually the first time we didn't have the sunglasses on. We completely forgot
Oh,
to put
shit,
them
let me
on.
see you.
Shit,
Oh, let me see what you got.
Shit.
Why-
The reason
that's
we-
cute.
We were going to tell you why we did it because Jack Nicholson never takes off the sunglasses.
And he's one of our biggest inspirations.
He was
Yeah,
our grandfather's favorite actor back then.
Yeah,
so.
he's a great guy. Jack, worship him. Yeah, he's one. I guess he'd be on the Mount Rushmore for
Yeah.
sure.
So that's why the shades are on. That's
Yeah, well, take Tom Cruise too a little bit. You kind of look like Tom Cruise.
That's a compliment. Thank
Yeah,
you, Tom.
well, no, it is.
Yeah.
Not for Tom Cruise, but for you. Yeah. No. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, Tom.
All right.